Hi everyone, how are you today? I'm going to be showing a couple of books that I picked up this week, and I'm really excited because this is my first book haul in a long time. I've been really good the last 12 months or so and trying not to buy books because I've moved and had to get rid of so many, and I still have more that I own that I haven't read yet, but in the process of moving and getting a new bookcase and everything, my husband and others encouraged me to, treat myself because it's been a big milestone and a big deal. And so I looked around. I went to two big bookstores recently, and then I went to a smaller one nearby, and I really have gotten to a good place where I'm not going to just buy 5 or 10 books all at one go. But I did find these two that I'm excited about, and there are more besides, but I think I've developed a really good self-control through this read what you own kind of thing I've been doing. Not just read what you own, but I've been trying to read more from the library. Anyways, I'll show those books, and then Heather Reads tagged me on a new tag that she started, so we'll do that too. Let me move that out of the way. So the first book that I picked up is part of this new set that Penguin has released, and I didn't know about it till I saw it in the bookstore. It's called The Penguin Archives. There we go. This is a short story, I guess, maybe even a novella, by Elizabeth Gaskell about this girl who finds herself caught up in the Salem witch hunt. And I didn't know that Gaskell had written about this. I read, obviously, The Crucible by Arthur Miller and have some vague familiarity with those events. But I didn't realize a British author had written about it, let alone Elizabeth Gaskell. So I started, leafing through this, and I've read her novel North and South a long time ago. I haven't read anything else by her, but I was really intrigued by this one because I've had in mind a story idea to write that uses the framing of a witch hunt, and so I'm just sort of curious how other authors have done it already and maybe get some inspiration. So that's Lois the Witch, Penguin Archive. I don't know if they have the whole list of their books in here. I don't think so. Sometimes they show... Oh, here we go. So here you can see some of the other titles in the collection. So there's The Time Machine, The Chimes by Charles Dickens. Some of these, of course, also you can get in larger collections. Like they have Kafka's A Hunger Artist, but I already have that in a bigger collection of his works. Still, these are nice additions if you're wanting to get into an author and maybe not commit to a whole big thing. They make great gifts as well. I almost got the Letters of Van Gogh because they had a collection of his letters, and that's one of those things where I probably would just read a smaller assortment. I don't think I want to read all of his letters. But yeah, I was really excited to see these, and I'm looking forward to reading this soon. The other book that I got from the same bookstore, this is Goblin Market and Other Poems by Christina Rossetti. And I've definitely heard of her before. She wrote In the Bleak Midwinter, and I've heard a lot about Goblin Market in the past. I'm really curious to read it. And I really like these little Macmillan Collectors Libraries classics. These are one of those pretty classics that actually are nice and readable for the most part. Don't get a super long novel in this format, but for poems and shorter works, these are really nice. So yeah, maybe I will read something from here at some point, but it does have the pretty illustrations and ornaments. So looking forward to reading that. And honestly, I'm kind of just in the mood for poetry right now. I'm kind of in the mood for something to be read in small bite-sized chunks. I am almost done reading Storm, the novel, and I started The Beast in the Jungle by Henry James recently, which is a short book. I guess I'm just in the mood for short things and poetry as well. Yeah, it's Goblin Market by Christina Rossetti. So now I'm going to open up my laptop here on the side and I'll show you on the screen. So Heather had put together this tag with another YouTuber, and basically you're supposed to look at your top 5 most viewed YouTube videos and your top or your least viewed ones, and kind of reflect on why do you think they are what they are, and do you think your popular videos are deservedly popular, and do you think that your least favorite or your least viewed videos should be more viewed. I did not explain that well, but let me go through this and we'll kind of get into it. So my top 5 most viewed videos. Well, the one at the very top is my only claim to fame. These books weren't made for reading, and it's got 100,000 views as of today. It's been out for, wow, a bit over a year now. It feels like it was yesterday when I put that video out, but yeah, it's been over a year. That's hard to believe. I did not expect this video to get that many views. Somehow it struck a chord with people and got on the good side of the algorithm, and I remember waking up almost every day and there'd be a comment or something on it, and that was kind of weird. As a small niche of a niche YouTuber, I didn't plan for that to happen, and I felt a little bit uncomfortable when it happened because suddenly I had all these eyes on my channel, and on the one hand I was like, wow, this is cool, and on the other hand I was like, man, I'm not really taking advantage of this this good fortune, as it were. Do I think the video is worth it? I guess yes. I mean, a lot of people agreed with me and further elaborated on why the Penguin cloth-bound classics are problematic. I don't think it's my best video by any means, but it seems to have been a voice for a lot of people, and perhaps an important one for the publishing industry to consider. When I was in the bookstores this past week, I did find some beautiful classics that were much more readable. Like, they actually laid open nicely and stuff, and even though they were hardcover. So it's very possible to make a beautiful book that's also very readable. Folio Society is a good example of this. But yeah, the Penguin cloth-bound classics are very pretty, but I still don't go for those. The next most popular / viewed video is Reading Emily Dickinson. For the longest time, this was my most popular video of all time, and I don't really know why, actually. Now, there was a movie or TV series that came out some years ago. I can't remember if it was before or after my video, and I wondered if maybe some people had found the video through that. But that being said, I don't know why this video did so well, because it follows much the same format as my other videos, and I don't think it's actually very well done. But I enjoyed it, and this was something I made in the middle of the pandemic, so I kind of put my whole heart into it, and I'm glad it has been loved. I did another video later on, Reading Emily Dickinson, where I did some like cosplay, like I dressed up as her and stuff, but that video has not done nearly as well for some reason. Third video on the most viewed list is The Ballad of Mulan poetry reading. Now this one, I made this video strategically because I knew the Mulan live-action remake was coming out soon, and so I timed it on purpose, hoping that people would watch it, and they did. This doesn't always work. I did the same thing for The Little Mermaid. I did a reading of Hans Christian Andersen's Little Mermaid when that movie came out, but that video didn't do very well. Move On did good though, and what I really love about this video personally is the fact that I was able to find a background soundtrack piece of music that was obviously free to use, but also meshed well with the poem itself. So that really surprised me. I was really happy that that worked out. So I had so much fun reading that and editing it. So the next two videos that are most viewed are my bookshelf tours from 2021 and 2018. The 2018 is one of my very first videos I put out there. In fact, it was those bookshelf tours that got me into making videos to begin with, because before that I was just blogging on Blogger and WordPress. I would say I think those are fun videos. I'm really glad I filmed them because as of now I don't even own all of those books anymore, so I'll always have them to go back and look at and just to remember those good times when I was reading those books and collecting them. I really like the thumbnail on the second to last one here, the one from 2021. It's got that big flower on there and Dante's Divine Comedy. Nice colors in that thumbnail. But yeah, I would say, however, bookshelf tours tend to get the most views in general on my channel. Well, I should say they always do well. They always get clicks, it seems like. So I'm not super surprised they're here, and I think it's unfortunate that the more consumerist aspects of YouTube tend to get views. Whether it's a bookshelf tour showing how much you own already, or a book haul like this video I did here. The book hauls in particular, you know, perpetuate this problem where you keep buying more books and you're not actually reading them. Hopefully you have read them or are going to, but not always. And yeah, the book hauls and the bookshelf tours always do well, but sadly, not necessarily the videos I put the most work into. So the other list we're going to look at is the least viewed videos, and this one's going to be quite easy to summarize. Well, one of them hasn't been out very long. That's the Rock on Celtic song tag. And I just recorded that on my phone, I think, or I can't remember. It's very poor quality audio-wise, and there's no visuals to speak of, so I'm not surprised that has no views. The other 4 videos are my Christmas Carol audiobook. Now, I'm no professional reader, so I don't claim this to be a great audiobook, but I did put a lot of work into reading A Christmas Carol. I think it's in 8 parts, and I, really was good at being consistent about putting it out. This was again in 2020, December 2020, so another pandemic adventure. But yeah, I think that one probably deserves more love. That being said, A Christmas Carol is not a favorite book of mine. I just wanted to make an audiobook of it, and I did. So anyways, I used to do a lot more readings, poetry readings, audiobook kind of things. I used to read essays. Are there any poems or essays or shorter things that you'd like me to read? If so, let me know and I will think about doing that again. I do have my microphone with me. Have not set it up yet, but that is something I could do. Anyways, thanks for watching. I think I'm gonna go get dinner ready and I will see you next time. Bye.